Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I visited Kashi and Prayagraj for the Maha Kumbh Mela Snan. Day before yesterday, I was in Kashi for half the day, and I spent nearly 6 hours traversing through almost every temple in Kashi I visited. I mean, mostly maybe probably around 70 to 80%, thanks to one of my students who is based out of Kashi, work from home, and he is done a lot of research on the various important and less mentioned or less visited temples. Kashi is, no, I don't have to parrot or repeat whatever has been told in the Shastras or what the great saints have told about the greatness of Kashi. Of course, Kashi, especially during the night, is very auspicious to do sadhana there. It is considered each night in Kashi, irrespective of whether it is a religious day or religious festivity, it has to be, it is equivalent to the spiritual significance of doing sadhana on a Maharatri, one of the 5 Ratris dedicated to the Divine Mother. Such is the glory of Kashi. Of course, the sadhana has to be done within the 4 doors and not in public places. Sadhana doesn't mean only visiting temples and doing pujas there. No doubt there is a lot of punya in visiting these ancient temples. Kashi is a city filled with Shivlingas. Almost all of them are either established by great saints or by gods in human form and the various avatara purushas. So there is, whether they are worshipped or not, they carry a lot of tremendous spiritual energy. But sadhana is the first step in spiritual journey is observing vratas and doing pujas and pilgrimage. The next step above that is doing formal sadhana under a realized guru who comes from an authentic guru lineage. Then above that is dhyana, and above that is samadhi. That is very well known, the pyramid structure of spiritual evolution. Kashi is a place where you can quicken your spiritual evolution, but it's also since it's an ancient city and one of the very important pilgrimage places. There are a lot of visitors, and any serious sadhaka or any highly advanced upasakas would not want to mingle with the crowd, because then you lose your spiritual energy through mere contact or through being in the physical proximity of the people. Because mostly the people are worldly people, even though they are religious or being spiritual for a temporary period of time. Then Kashi is a very important place where the mantra purushana can be completed very quickly. My great Avaduta Guru did the sadhana of 32 forms of Kali, staying within the ancient sacred boundaries of Kashi, which spans around 7 to 8 kilometers. The center of that is, we should consider Kashi Vishwanath temple as the center of Kashi. And he did day by day puja, archana, sadhana, and he got the Purna Siddhi and Purna Anugraham of all the 32 forms of Kali. One side is Dakshina Mahakali, and the other end of the spectrum is Shavasana Kali. In between them, the rest of the 32 forms of Kali appear. So he did all the sadhana, and he was able to attain such great spiritual heights. Then we also have Trailinga Swami, who was a living incarnation of Kashi Vishwanatha himself, and he did a lot of sadhana in Kashi, and that too he did the sadhana, in a cave-like place right beneath his ashram, which has been unfortunately renovated to such a great extent. It looks like a modern place. There are a lot of great upasakas who have done sadhana, and although the primarily important temples of Kashi Vishwanatha temple, and then his Shakti, the one who actually gives him the infinite spiritual strength, is Annapurna Devi, and her temple is a very great Shakti sthal. And then you have Vishalakshi Devi. And there are some other minor temples which fortunately people do not have taken cognizance of, or it has not attracted the the visitors to that. And I was able to, thanks to the grace of my Guru Mandala, I was able to identify few of them. One of them was Siddheshwari Devi, one of the five Panchamudras of Kashi. And in that place, she actually bestows the Siddhi to the Upasaka, irrespective of what sadhana they are doing, irrespective of which Devata they are following. Then the other one was Bala Tripura Sundari Devi, who is very near to Manikarnika Ghat. Although the Vigraha is of a form of a, girl, but she is actually in the form. She has to be visualized, invoked, and is also described in the ages of 3, 6, or 9. So that no doubt is a very powerful temple. Then the other temple which I saw, which was not a temple, I saw an idol there which my student brought to my notice initially. Previously, that is, he had sent me a photo, but nothing was revealed to me. And so when I went, by the grace of the gurus, when I went to that place, it was just on the wall there was a Uchishta Ganapati, and it was very peculiar because Uchishta Ganapati's hasta was on his. It was on the right side. It was on the right side, and the left side his consort Neela Saraswati was sitting. And that is the place where the great Kanche Mahaparivar did the sadhana of Uchishta Ganapati, staying in Kashi for 44 days at that spot. And normally Uchishta Ganapati, his marga is purely tantric marga, and sannyasis do not enter into his path, nor does he like people favoring the right hand path. But this was an exception, and I don't know who established that idol. Probably it's a Swayambhu Murti, and Uchishta Ganapati wanted to favor those who want to walk on the right hand path, and those who are of the sannyasa order. So it's said even in that exact place, Adi Shankaracharya himself did the sadhana of Uchishta Ganapati and got Siddhi in that. But you hardly see anybody there. No one is visiting that idol which is on the compound wall, which shares the compound wall of a temple. There are no visitors, there are no devotees. I'm happy in a way because you can just go and stand there or just sit and gaze at the idol, but no one is worshipping that. So which is quite sad. But thanks to the grace of Devi and my Guru Mandala, and to my student, I was able to visit that place. Every Uchishta Ganapati sadhaka should visit that place. Where is the place located? I do not know, nor I do not want to even know the address of it. I visited once, and that is sufficient. Why would I want to go again? Because Uchishta Ganapati is not restricted to being present in the idol. He governs the 90% of this infinite creation, which is even inaccessible to the rest of the 100 trillion gods. And he is Mahakameshwari himself. Then Kashi, it's also good to go and sit in the ghats and gaze on the Ganga and do your sadhana and meditation. But there's so much distraction, there's so many visitors. How will you do your sadhana? So it's always preferable that you do it within the forums of a hotel or a room, or wherever you are able to get the place to do. It's not necessary that one should spend a long time in Kashi to do sadhana. If you are having leading a material life, I mean, you are having a family and supporting yourself and your family, and you have your personal and professional responsibilities, then you can stay for a brief while and you do a sadhana. Of course, the sadhana has to be done under the guidance of a truly realized guru, comes from authentic guru lineage, which is very rare in this age. You only get this Tom, Dick and Harry jokers on the podcast and social media. So I'm not referring to those kind of gurus. And of course, it's the Guru's Upadesha. If he directs you to go and do sadhana in Kashi, or advises us, suggest to you, it is better to do there. Places like Kashi, Vrindavan, they are very Haridwar, Rishikesh. They are some of the very important places where one can do sadhana. It is not just to fulfill your curiosity or to go as a tourist or to collect punyam and then calculate it like accounted. Oh, see, this much papam has been gone, and now I got lot of merits. Just simply visiting a spiritual place is not enough. One has to do sadhana. Sadhana before going on such trips. Sadhana while you are in the visit, and sadhana even after the post the visit. So I went to Mahakumbh Snan, thanks to grace of the Divine Mother. It was never planned that I had to go day before yesterday, and thanks to one of my students. I had the opportunity to go and have the dip in the Triveni Sangam, and that too when there are four planets in conjunction. It's very rare event, especially during Mahakumbh, which comes once in 144 years. And then you also have after a few days Mauni Amavasya coming up. So there are a lot of very important days, and these events are especially very significant, more from the perspective of doing your sadhana. I do not know astrology, nor do I believe in it. So I'm not talking from an astrological point of view. So sadhana is important. So that's about it. Om Tat Sat.